Good morning. It's Tuesday, October 10th, and I forgot to play our little intro. Should I do it, guys? I should. Let's go. All right, we got a lot of amazing picks for you. Yesterday, every single one of our picks closed higher than it opened. And our number one pick, we didn't play it right because we got shaken out in the middle, early in the morning on this little drop. We made a mistake executing. But Lockheed Martin, our number one pick, ended up exploding by the end of the day. Well, it kind of closed a little bit higher than that little spike open. But if you got it during the morning show at 420, which is where I initially bought it, at 420, you would be sitting pretty right now. And by the way, Lockheed Martin over the 50-day moving average, making its way over the 200 EMA average on a swing perspective, 450 to 459. But that's not our number one pick today. Just demonstrating that our number one picks continue to do well. Execution sometimes another story, but we give you the ideas to execute. We got to work better on execution. But in any case, today we have a tremendous amount of really, really spectacular ideas for you. Oh, man. Let's wait till the end to order them. So let's just go through them. Pepsi had earnings, okay? Now, I've been eyeing Celsius for a long time. I didn't look deeply into this Pepsi report. I did already say in the VIP trading room yesterday that I'll be looking at the Pepsi report as an excuse, as a catalyst. As you know, Pepsi owns, I don't know, it's either 10 or 20% of Celsius. Celsius distributes their products through the Pepsi network. And as you should know, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Costco, McDonald's, Celsius, all have gotten hit hard because of that data coming out of Walmart. Well, Walmart's telling people that people are slightly reducing their calories because of the injections they're using for the type 2 diabetes to lose weight. It's also decreasing their appetite. That's why all of these food and junk food stocks got absolutely clobbered. Pepsi came out today, raised guidance, and said they see no evidence in any of their data that what Walmart is saying is affecting their sales yet. Okay? So you see Pepsi rebounding 1.5%. Okay, but let's look at let's just quickly look at the technicals here. I didn't look deeply at the report. Okay, so I'm not going to go here and say it's worth this much, it's worth that much, it's going to 168. Okay, I don't know about that. What I do know is I believe you'll get a sympathy move in Celsius and I'm looking for make a move to basically this resistance area about 170. I think that's possibly in play even today. I think is a possibility, but admittedly, it could depend on the Pepsi price action. But I've been waiting because the Celsius is one of my favorite stocks, and it's been getting crushed. Where's it going to turn around? This is a good spot to turn around on this Pepsi news. Importantly, the key tidbit here is that we see no data that supports what Walmart's saying, that people are reducing their calories. So Celsius, I really like that as a pick. Possibly this is good to play via stock options with a target of around 170. All right, another pick, an arbitration pick. We did this yesterday. We gave this to when it was like 198, and we're like, hey, this thing should be trading around 204, and it ended up closing around 204. Like, where did that come from? It came from what it did in Israel. This trades in Israel and the United States. Israel markets open right now. Okay, let's see. Let me just double check the price in Israel. Okay, it's up. It's dropped a little bit, but it's up 4.5% in Israel. Over here, it's only up. Well, if you get it around the ask at 206 or so, it'll be up about 1.5%. This should be up around 4.5%. Now, Israel market closes at 10:15 a.m. If you notice yesterday, the big spike, the big move started right around 10 a.m. Maybe some folks wait for the Israel market to close before they dedicate, capital to this idea. But if we close around here, up 4.5%, I mean, ESLT, actually, let's do the math together. Let's see. ESLT closed yesterday at 204.90. All right, so we take 204.90, and the current move in Israel is this is like by the way, this is like the Lockheed Martin of Israel, 214. Okay, if we close here by 10 o'clock, ESLT could close at 214 today. By the way, this price in Israel is like a 52-week high for the stock. And you can see here's the 52-week chart. So it kind of adds up that we should be up near 215 or so today on ESLT. That's an arbitrage play, looking for that arbitrage gap to fill within a couple of hours. Opportunity at 206.55. A little bit of risk in case ESLT crashes in Israel between now and 10:15, an hour, 15 minutes left. But as of now, it's up 4.5% versus this 1% move over here. So that's ESLT. Overstock, oh my God. Mark Lemonis, his biggest purchase yet. Form 4 just came out this morning. He bought another, what is it, $750,000 worth of stock. 700 at like $17.40, something like that. So you can buy cheaper than Mark Lemonis. Both of these moves were from Form 4s. Okay, this move here Thursday, he bought $500,000 worth. Friday morning, he bought $500,000 worth. This morning, he buys $750,000 worth. Oh, he bought it up here when the stock was surging. Okay, so, all right, I think we can challenge the 20 DMA today. Again, here at 1730. What if we break through it? I got to say, I think it's a possibility. I forgot to do the macro. However, here's the thing. The macro situation, nothing happening, actually, all right? Nothing's really happening. It's me. All the stocks we're looking at are exploding. But if you look at IWM, RK, SPY, QQ, everything's flat. And we have no strong signals. I mean, TLT is actually down. That would be a negative signal. But maybe because up so much yesterday, the bond market's open today. So USO down slightly. Maybe that's good for stocks. But really kind of like a flat picture right now for the indices. So, I mean, I would really like to see indices to be up in order for Overstock to break the 20 DMA. And make him bigger move higher. But I suppose it's possible just on the Mark Lemonis insider buy that we can challenge or break that 20 DMA. Unity, man, I wish I told you guys about this last night because the news was out yesterday that the CEO resigned. So apparently it's universally acknowledged the CEO bungled the pricing strategy changes at Unity. It backfired. CEO resigned. The CEO resigned. I think the news was out like yesterday morning and the stock was down. When I saw that and after hours, I'm like, isn't this good news? I mean, it's good news. This is rebounded. So I picked up some Unity on the CEO resignation at like $29.90 and after hours last night. Woke up this morning to a 6% gap. I sold it at $31.50. So I don't know. There must have been some sort of analyst waited a whole day and then like early this morning said, oh my gosh, so bullish that the CEO left. So at this point, I only got a couple hundred shares. So I didn't make a lot of money on this. But in any case, this is good news. It's a big gap. We have a lot of other good things to play that aren't gapping as much. So it's not the highest priority. But I think this is something we can look for supports today because that was really good news. That's one of my favorite plays is when a CEO leaves after people hate him. It's usually great news. So looking maybe for some rebounds or intraday opportunities on the tailwind there of the CEO of Unity leaving. Exact Sciences. I mean, I've been talking about this for days and we've been wanting to get in. Man, we're not swinging. I kind of wish I was now. So it's a gapping up this morning. All right, another catalyst. It's 3 catalysts in 1 week. At some point, this thing has to make a move to the 20 DMA. We had an analyst initiation with a nice price target in the 80s last week. Yesterday, they came and said they're presenting late-breaking data October 20th, which is obviously most likely going to be good news. Piper Sandler today upgrades to overweight, announces $90 price target. Now we're talking multiple catalysts. All right, this thing's gapping, unfortunately, but the target at some point you got to hit the 20 DMA. I think it's worth a shot today. I do. Maybe it takes today or tomorrow. It's a little bit harder, if you're doing call options to buy this gap. That Exact Sciences $70 target. I think that probably this will be a little bit lower priority than Celsius and Overstock. I think mostly because of the gaps, right? If all of these were like on equal footing, I'd probably at least put them all on equal footing. Celsius, Overstock, Exact Sciences, dive in right at the open, maybe try it with call options. But because of this big gap, it scares me a little bit in terms of the entry if I'm doing call options. But anyway, all 3 of them I do like. Okay. Rivian had some news. And I got into this earlier this morning. I think I'm down a little bit. I probably got in around 1950. Rivian is an upgrade. Where is it? Okay, we have raise to buy from neutral at UBS. That's the one I'm looking at. Price target 24. It's not a huge price target. And then we have Needham maintaining at 31. Not huge. I guess, I got like smaller size in Rivian. I guess the move here is just, hey, let's get a rebound after this big drop. That's all. Analyst comes in, says, hey, you shouldn't have dropped. You should be around 24. I don't know. Rivian's not going to be my focus today. Okay, I think we're in it. It could always make a move here to, I got resistance to $20. I could easily see that happening, but probably not the top priority for me today. Palantir broke out yesterday. Nice, beautiful technical breakout yesterday on the defense story side of it. Oh, we forgot to cover on the morning show, did we? I had a fleeting thought the night before when I was building the defense stock list. I said, you know what? Maybe Palantir can be seen as a defense stock because they do a lot of work with the military for surveillance, AI, and stuff like that. I had a fleeting thought about it, but I just didn't follow through on it. Didn't talk about it on the show. Didn't buy it. But yesterday in the middle of the day, we saw the strength, and I'm like, yeah, that's what people are reacting to. So we did make a little money on Palantir yesterday. We got back in after hours last night. And then this morning, the news that we covered here last week, $250 million contract, okay? The company just put the PR out today. We covered this last week. That was a catalyst for us playing this a couple times last week. This $250 million contract was listed on a government website. I found out about it through Twitter, and we're really early on that trade. I worry a little bit that this is going to be a sell the news because a lot of people knew about this contract already, and it's gapping up on this $250 million contract. But look, I will say, though, that these defense names have legs, like whether it's Lockheed Martin right there or Palantir, or ESLT, as we just talked about. What's going on with Israel? This is not just a little skirmish in Israel. We talked about this is about the geopolitical regional chance of conflict with Iran and things like that. That's the real story here in terms of defense stocks and also the border security. By the way, Palantir can probably help with border security. So Geo is still in play. So in any case, Palantir is gapping. I get it. I get the retail excitement. We had a technical breakout yesterday. Now, for the first time, people are seeing this news release. So it could definitely keep going. But we're kind of in this early, and I'm almost like, I want to sell the news. But let's see if we can find some price targets here. It's right at kind of at this gap here, which is a key level. What's the open here? 1882. What's this wick here? 1815. How about this candle here? 1810. Okay, so I would say like right around like 1850 to 1882 would. Can this make a move on a swing perspective back to 28? Yeah, it actually can, because you see that RSI 68. It's not up in the 80s. So for you Palantir fans, it's actually looking good. Okay, so Palantir does look good. I'll admit it. Even though I know this news was out already, Palantir does look good. It's got some room to those levels I talked about, 1880, possibly up to 20 in a swing time frame. Probably this will be in the top 5 for us by the time we finish this show, but I think I like the other names better. Oh man, look at Exact Sciences. All right. Okay. A little bit of news out of Yatra. In India, it closed at its all-time high and near the original IPO price. So if you do the math now on that, it's back to being worth in the 290s. All right, now we're 208. Okay, so that was nice. So we'll see as we head towards earnings, which is coming out. When is it this week or next week? It's October 16th, which I guess is Monday, right? Yeah. Okay. Earnings or Yatra on Monday, but very nice to see an all-time closing high in India, making the stock technically worth around 290. Of course, the problem is you can't liquidate it at 290. Okay, so there's no arbitrage possibility because folks cannot short in India and then buy here, and that's why it's not trading at 290 right now. But we'll see what happens with the earnings report. Possible buyback. Company saying that there's a likelihood they're going to use a buyback. Have like $10 million at their disposal with the express purpose of bringing the U.S. listing closer to where the fair value should be at 290. We'll see if they make that official announcement after earnings next week. Okay. Geo, I think, will continue to be in play. Peloton looks good. And Geo, by the way, let me just go through the levels. 887. Okay, you got to break 887. And then there's a little bit of a candle resistance here at around 909. And then boom, you can go to $10. Highly shorted, 14%, all kinds of tailwinds. I continue to like Geo very much. And I would say Mobileye, maybe a little bit of a bounce. Israel's bounced back, probably in Probably because they've now announced the border is secure and all the communities have been retaken. So, uh, oh wow, did Israel just explode? It just did, didn't it? When I looked at it earlier, is Tel Aviv Stock Exchange was up 2% and 3%. Now it's up over 5%. Ooh, which makes me happy about this Mobileye purchase I did. I did see Israel was up sharply this morning. It was around 2%. I said, all right, let me get some Mobileye. It went down. Let's reverse these gains. Let's get back over 40 on this Israel move. Now it looks like Israel. Am I reading this right? That was a massive move here just in the last hour. It looks like Israel really exploding. If I'm not making a mistake here. Hold on. Let me switch to a daily chart here. I know you can't see this. It's on a different platform. Yeah, big move out of Israel here. Okay, so good news. That's good news for Mobileye. And Israeli stocks today can get a nice rebound. Globally, anything that was like really hurt big yesterday can get a rebound today. All right. So Teva, no, though. I looked up Teva. Teva was down still sharply in Israel. Man, I don't know. They hate Teva. Uh, Teva was still down sharply last I checked in Israel. Let me just double check. Teva, there it is. Still down 2%. Oh, why do they hate that stock? Just 1 second. Let me just check something on ESLT. No, ESLT is not an ADR. Okay. But Teva is. Okay, so anyway, they hate Teva for some reason. All right. And you can see the Israel ETF up 2%. Oh, maybe an opportunity there at 5140 is the S. Am I seeing this? I have to hold on. I have to check something. I'm going to hide my phone screen so I can check with a little more definity what's going on in Israel, because that seemed like pretty a lot. Let's see. Israel. We're going to Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, and come on, give me a number here. I got to calculate it myself. It looks like, what's 100 divided by 1928, guys? Let's see, 100 divided by 1928. Oh my gosh, it is 5%. What do you know? Okay, so there might be an opportunity with the Israeli ETF there. 5140 is the ask. Maybe it should be up 5%. We'll see. Wow, a lot of crazy stuff going on today. All right, so a little bit of news out of BLDP on getting 177 hydrogen fuel cells at 100, and they added 177. They had 98 or 95. Now they're up to 270. They added, so that was a big order for BLDP. A little order out of GNS, $1 million defense order with the U.S. Army for a prototype. This has been killed since the offering. This could be an excuse for GNSS to make a move, possibly breaking these resistance levels in the low twos and making a move to maybe 205, 210, something like that, maybe more. Who knows? It's only $1 million order, but catalyst to spark it makes sense to me. All right, let's go and let's try to order these. This is crazy. All right, look at Celsius and Pepsi. All right, I gotta make sure that my Celsius here on this Pepsi beat is going to be in the top 5. We got to put Overstock in the top 5. We got to put Exact Sciences, but the gap up I don't like. I think we said we're going to put Palantir in the top 5. We got the ARPlay and ESLT. Rivian and Unity, I don't know. Let's Geo. Let's put Geo up here. Let's put Geo and Yatra up there in close watch. Ooh, and then the gun stocks: POWW, SWBI, RGR. We're looking for a bounce in Mobileye. Do I have the Israeli ETF here? Here it is, EIS. A lot going on. All right, now let's look at that. Let's see how this looks. Celsius on the Pepsi. Again, looking for a move towards these moving averages around 170. Overstock, looking for a test of the 20 DMA on the insider buy. Exact Sciences, tough to buy on this big gap, but if you get the right entry, looking for a move to $70. Palantir, we went through the levels. ESLT, looking for that arbitrage opportunity to about $214 or so today. Looking for continuation on Yatra and Geo. I think we probably won't focus on the gun stocks today. We did well on them yesterday, POWW, SWBI, and RGR. So let's forget about that. And then just looking for small bounces here in Mobileye and EIS. All right, so we got to pick a number one, as we usually do on this show. Celsius, Overstock, Exact Sciences. I'm going to go Celsius. I think this is like fundamental news coming out of Celsius, a little more meat to it than the excitement and the sentiment of an insider buy over Overstock. Exact Sciences, the gap is too much. Palantir, the news is already out. Yeah, I got to go with Celsius. So Celsius, number one pick. Overstock, number two pick. And then Exact Sciences and Palantir, I'm kind of putting on the same level just because of the gap and what I explained. And then ESLT, kind of a special situation stock looking for this arbitrage opportunity to play itself out. 205.95. Let me just double check before we let you go. Oh my gosh, I got to reconnect my session. It's 9:23. All right, let's just see where ESLT is trading in Israel before we let you go. All right, it's dropped a little bit. That's still up 4.4%. All right, so we're up now 1.25 versus a 4.4. It's still a great opportunity here with the ask of 205.91. So 10:15. Wait about an hour, and I think that's when you'll start seeing this pop, as long as we close around here. Okay? Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. I'm going to try to continue doing my afternoon shows. I started it yesterday, and we'll do it slated for 1, although I really think I want to maybe switch them to 12, but we'll see. All right. Thanks, guys. See you soon.